Afternoon. This is Dr. Shane, and today we are going to talk about three ways to improve your communication. Three ways. Welcome to my Facebook community, African American Marriage Counseling. Excuse me. So I think it's just critical that we start to recognize a lot of times we don't communicate because we simply stop doing the three things. We simply do things that make us miscommunicate. And if we stop doing the things that make us miscommunicate, we can communicate more effectively. So, the first thing that I find couples do is they never get on the same page. They never, they struggle to figure out why are we miscommunicating. So, I have a couple once come in and they were piping hot. They were really mad at each other. And one of them said, "You stood me up." Another one says, "No, I was there. You stood me up." And I said, "Well, what happened?" So we said we were going to meet at 8th and 8th Street. 8th and 8th Street. And I'm in Washington, D.C. So I'm like, okay, I was there. I called you. I looked at the sign and it said 8th and 8th Street. And the other person says, "You're a lie. You are a liar." To which response, "I was there. I got a picture of it. 8th and 8th Street." The other person says, "See, I got you. I got a picture that shows I was on 8th and 8th Street." So they're both saying this thing. They go back and forth. And sure enough, the other person shows me a picture. At which time I say, "You notice something about these pictures?" So DC is divided in four quadrants, right? You got north, south, east, west. So you got northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. You get what I'm saying? One was at H and 8th Northwest. The other was at 8th and H Northeast. I say that to say to you, usually people are trying to do the right thing and they don't touch base. These two hung up, stormed off. It was bad. They come into my office. They're still piping mad. They hadn't figured out what happened. A lot of times, you and your spouse are trying to do the right thing. You may have some disconnection, some miscommunication, or some reason that you're just not getting on the same page. So that's the first thing. To do that and clarify that, I want you to do the second thing. The second thing that I want you to do is recognize if you and your spouse have a disagreement, particularly on a major issue, but even a minor issue, I want you to ask three questions to figure out what their why is. What their why is. So let's go back to 8th and 8th Street. So why'd you set this lunch date? I know you're busy. I know you two have a lot of stuff going on in your schedule. You got kids. Why'd you do this? "Well, I wanted to be closer to you." The other person is, "Well, you always come to my office. I wanted to go to your office or by your office and do something that was convenient for you." So their why is they're both trying to do something important. Well, why is us getting you together? Why was you two getting together so important? Well, we've been doing this marital therapy thing, and I've been noticing we've been having breakthroughs, and it's been nice just laughing with you again. Ask the other person, kind of the same. And, I knew it was your birthday, and I just really wanted to do something nice. The third question, "So why were you so disappointed?" "Well, we're getting our groove back, and I want to keep that going. In the last few days, we've just been fighting, and I just was so disappointed. I was so excited about seeing you." The other person, "Well, it was my birthday, and you're who I wanted to spend it with." So when we start to ask their whys, we get to a better place and we understand, no, they really wanted to see you, and life showed up, right? So the third thing I want you to do is I want you to acknowledge. You don't have to agree. We're never going to get agreement on the fact that they both felt they were stood up and the other person or they're wrong. No, because they both were trying to do the right thing. So I want you to agree. "Yeah, babe, I or acknowledge." I'm sorry, I misspoke. We don't need to agree if we can acknowledge. I want you to acknowledge, you took time out your busy schedule, you drove over, you wanted to make my birthday special. I really appreciate that. Hey, babe, I see where we got our wires crossed. I know you're always coming over to my side of town. You're transporting the kids. You're doing a gazillion things. And it was my birthday, and I did want to spend it. I'm happy you wanted to spend your, speaking of it, it was your birthday, and I did want to spend it with you, and I'm happy you wanted to spend it with me too. So those three things, if you want to improve your communication, first of all, let's accept miscommunication happens. So it's not always so personal. Usually we're both trying to do the right thing. So I want you to accept that miscommunications happen. It's part of life. It's not personal. Let's figure out where the real miscommunication took place. It might even be parenting, and one of you is a disciplinarian and the other person's more democratic. You're both trying to raise good kids. Am I right? You trying to raise good kids? Any democratic parents out there? Any disciplinarian parents? Are you trying to do anything but raise good kids? Type in the browser. Heck yeah, raising champs, right? The second thing I want you to do is make sure you ask three questions to get to their why. Why did they do what they did? The third thing I want you to do is to make absolute sure that you affirm them. That is, you just agree, I'm sorry, that you just acknowledge what they did to try and make things better. And if you do those three things, I guarantee you your next fight is much less likely to go from 0 to 80. We go to 0 to 80 because that last fight isn't resolved. But as we start to resolve those issues, you'll find that it goes from 0 to 10 or 20, and we're able to talk our way through it. Anyways, Dr. Shane, these are three things you can do to improve your communication. Make it a great day, and I am excited about having you in our community. And I have a goodie coming up for you. You will be getting a 4-part series. I'll be sending out notices for that. Make it a great day. Bye bye.